My name is Chris Whitehead and I'm Professor of Museology at Newcastle University in the UK. I'm here to talk about the Plural Heritages of Istanbul project, which focuses on the land walls of Istanbul and the neighbourhoods around them and the people who live in those neighbourhoods or lived in those neighbourhoods in the past. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And so it's part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is the historic areas of Istanbul, and it's an ancient site, and it's mainly valorized at the official level for its architectural and military significance, its connection to historical events in the past, such as the conquest of Constantinople in 1453. But in our project, we're also very interested in successive histories of the site after that, and also the different ways in which people attach value to the site, but also how they relate to the historical past in their own ways, either through memories of their lives or through family memories, collective memories that circulate within society. So we work with very many different communities, some organised along lines of ethnicity. So for example, we work with the Greek community, with the Roma community, Armenian community, and so on. But also trying to get a widespread idea of the different groups across various vectors of difference within the area. And what we do is we try to understand the histories that are important to them, and those histories are not necessarily the same as the ones that we find in official heritage discourse. So through our project we've learned about histories of labour in the area, histories of leisure practices, bird keeping and trading, histories of sport, the history of gardening or market gardening of the bostands, and industrial histories. So a whole range of extra layers of history that are not recognised very well in the official records. And what we have tried to do is to promote understandings of plural heritages. In other words, that there are many heritages that circulate in and around the same site across different community groups who are resident in the area. And this is in addition to the official heritage narratives that we find in organisations like the Site Management Directorate, who answer to UNESCO in relation to the World Heritage Site. So our idea here is to complicate ideas of heritage and to show that heritage can also exist in everyday forms, and it can exist at the level of ordinary people's lives, and that it isn't always the big history that you find in history books or in the national narratives that we should be concerned about. We should also be thinking about the significances, personal, collective, social, of the past that people find important in their everyday lives. And this connects very much to new thinking about community engagement in heritage, what really matters. So one of the instruments that we've been working with quite a lot is the Faro Convention, which explains that heritage is important not so much or not only because of its physical presence in the case of built heritage like the land walls, but also because of the meanings that people give to it. So the symbolic ways in which people take from the past in order to construct their everyday lives, to live their everyday lives, to make the present. So that is the purpose of our project. We have developed very many resources. We've developed a website. We have developed videos in co-production format with community members. So we have effectively made videos with them that represent their life stories or their attitudes to the past in the neighbourhood. And we've also developed toolkits for the heritage sector, which are designed to help people learn from the lessons that we ourselves have learned from in undertaking the project, so to benefit from our experience. So there are toolkits, for example, on how to work with communities, how to manage co-production, how to use digital resources, to provide extra layers of interpretation for heritage sites. And we've also designed an app which can be used to undertake walking tours around the land walls, so that you, as a visitor, can literally walk with, or feel like you're walking with, a resident, and understand what matters to them and what layers of history they can see. So this is an exercise to pluralize the different heritages, to add very many different layers of interpretation and history to an existing World Heritage Site.